Now, reconnecting to you. Universal divine light group programming. Infinite intelligence. Going through the universal knowledge database. This is Kiva. Connected. Hi. Welcome to Lessons from the Tarot. Today is probably my last day here in this apartment in my previous 3D home, where I would say the biggest part and the best part of my life started, where dreams were dreamt and made true, where I learned to be easy on myself, learned to forgive myself, learned to give myself a lot more credit than I did before, learned to truly love myself and care for myself and my well-being, where I truly realized my God self, and boy was it beautiful. Yeah, you know, like, it made me realize so much of what I am capable of, what I've always known I was capable of, but because of certain life happenings, I had convinced myself that I wasn't. And so it was this place, you know, like, yeah, it's a really huge, even though now it's a whole rebirth, but you know, I feel like this place birthed the true me. It just, I suppose, was a short-lived part of my life, but it was enough to get me to a place where I can actually go through another death and, you know, and continue with a smile and like excitement and no doubt and, you know, just like, yeah, accomplished. So, like I said, this is probably the last day, meaning at any moment now. Someone could knock at the door to illegally evict me, like to lock me out. And, you know, and yeah, it is actually an illegal eviction. I mean, there are processes of doing this. You know, you first have to have your landlord has to send you a letter of notice, right? Notice of eviction, which is usually a 30-day period where you obviously would have enough time to get yourself out of here, instead of just one morning randomly you're being locked out and have absolutely nowhere to go. Something that happens to many of us, and we think that's, you know, like, we think that is okay, or not that we think it's okay, but it's just kind of accepted as like that's part of it, right? No one ever tells us that that is completely illegal, and your landlord isn't allowed to do that, right? And so, because like, it might, I mean, to anyone thinking that, well, even though it's not legal, it's the landlord should be able to lock you out if you're not paying. But and I don't disagree with that, but like I said, there needs to be prior notice so that you can make plans. Because now, home for me, well, my previous home was in Pretoria, so if I'm being locked out, that means, first of all, if it's obviously because I can't pay rent, I obviously do not have money lying around ready for me to just go back to Pretoria the same day and like be okay, right? Many people, I'm even lucky it's only Pretoria. Many people's homes as like other provinces, right? And sometimes other countries. So like having a safe home is a human right. And what these landlords, these property agencies are doing by just like using these intimidation tactics to get people to pay. And it's like for me, here's the thing: when you do that, right, when you're locking someone out and you say you're only gonna open once they pay, I use, you know, like, and this ties to a huge part of the problems I'm in now. Okay. So now, you know, when you're doing that first of all, it's traumatic. It was traumatic to me, and it happened way too many times. For me to literally like have PTSD from it. Like the fear of that happening led me to, you know, considering suicide after I had decided that that was never going to happen again. That's how dramatic just the thought of being locked out just because I don't have the money to pay for rent that day, right? And it's like, it's gonna come. And so now when you put people in such a position, you put them, you know, like it puts one in a position where you, or rather I, am even willing to do, you know, like use tactics, you know, do things that go against my core principles. You do things that are out of line with who I am, just so I can save my fucking life, right? Save my peace and like have somewhere safe to sleep, somewhere safe to be. And for me, it's like, it's just the inhumanity of it all, of that action. And so, like, what do you expect that person to do for the rest of that day? Where do you expect them to go? how is that, which, how is you locking them out going to magically make money appear, right? And so me constantly being put in that situation, I asked myself, okay, so where do they think the money should magically appear? And of course, I'm smart enough to figure out where the money is gonna can appear. And so, on 2 occasions, I even went as far as to, make proof of payments that are not real, just so that they could just like keep it open, and like just so they can just keep it open for me until I make a plan, until I can actually pay. And I actually did eventually pay when I got the money, right? It was never for me to like get away with not paying, because I know eventually they will realize that the money isn't in yet, but hopefully that will happen when I get the money, or rather when I had enough time to make a plan of like where to go, right? To buy myself time. And and like it worked in both those 2 times to buy me time to figure out what to do. It did. And so like I'm not gonna deny that that was illegal of me to do, but I saw something popped up about Machiavellian. I don't know how to pronounce the word, but sometimes I do believe the ends can justify the means, and I will stand by that, even in the court of law, should this get to that point. But and so it's like, as much as I have enough evidence on my side to show how not only was it illegal for them to do that, but the events that followed even after that, like I tried my best to communicate with them when I couldn't pay rent, like try to negotiate a payment plan, just, like try to negotiate some kind of agreement, and they never responded. And when I went to their offices, only to find that they had just moved without letting the tenants know, moved to like some far place that I somehow don't even believe it exists. But and then them still not responding to emails, not blocking my number, not responding to WhatsApps. I try to go there, I get the address from the caretaker, I try to go there, I get lost and come back home, because it's like, how, like I already can't pay rent, how, like obviously I don't have money to go to travel 4 taxis even there and back to find your offices when you didn't even bother to let us know and whatnot. So fine. I, even after the suicide attempt and the hospital stay, I even asked, my doctors to like just write a letter, explain my situation to them, just ask them just to give me time. I will pay. Things will turn around and I will pay. And they did. And I sent them all of that, and all of the evidence of me like going through all of that with the hospital and stuff because of stress. And they still ignored all of those messages or those emails. And then continued sending. And this is another like really fucked up part about this. Because what they're doing is illegal. And they are hiring innocent people who just need a job, who just need money. They're hiring innocent people to knock on people's doors and traumatize them. And it's like, why aren't they doing it themselves, you know? Then why are they putting other people into this? And so I remember, and so, okay, so when they still continued trying to do that, I eventually, because I don't know, I just knew that there was something illegal about what they're doing. I didn't really know, something just told me that, no, like, this thing that they're doing, it can't be legal. And I just remember going through my lease agreement from years ago, and there was nothing in there about them being able to lock you out and stuff, right? And then so I thought, okay, let me just look this up, and only to find, yes, it is very illegal for them to do that. And so I remember there was a tarot reading that I was listening to, and you know, there was something poignant about the way the reader spoke about that event, about how and so I remember, yeah, so they sent someone, and I spoke to that innocent man that was sent here to knock me out, and I just told him, no, like, I want you to understand that what you're doing right now is illegal, and should I go open a case about this, you are gonna be held accountable. You're gonna go to jail for someone else's dirty job, and they're taking advantage of you. Why aren't they, like, right now you're telling me I should call them? I know they're not gonna answer because they know I'm gonna tell them the truth. They're not gonna answer, and they're gonna make you do something that is against the law, and at the end of it, you're gonna be charged just for doing someone else's devil work, right? And you probably don't know this, so I'm just letting you know that you don't have to participate in this. You don't have to do this. We don't have to be inhumane to each other. Just think about, what if this was your daughter or your sister? At this time of day, what do you think you would like? What do you think would happen to her if this was being done to her? So, a call just came in now from Netcare 911 concerning my bill. Apparently it's my bill, for them coming here to, I don't know, sending an ambulance to get me to the hospital. So now I owe them for saving my, for what? Saving my life. I mean, they're not the ones who did save my life, and to be honest, I don't understand why this should be, why I should pay 4,000 for them doing something that I did. I'm not the one who called them. Hell, I didn't want them to come take me. So, to be honest, I don't want to pay them for sending an ambulance. I don't want to pay them 4,000 for sending an ambulance to stop me from doing what I wanted to do. I'm not the one who called. No. Speaking of that, and back to the point of this video, you know, it just makes me think of all the lives that were affected by all these inhumane practices that landlords do. A friend of mine, Andile, recently, before, yeah, I think it was probably before my suicide attempt, he also committed suicide. And I know it had a lot to do with not wanting to be homeless. I remember he would come here under so much stress about being homeless, and I understood the fear, but like, I didn't know. I had no way of like helping, or I didn't know if I could help. And it's like, and you know, eventually he did take his own life, and I have to say, I don't blame him for that. I'm not, if anything, I was relieved for him, because I know he was going through a lot of pain. I know, and there was nothing I could do to help, so, and it seemed like there was no one else who could help him, and it's like, can you blame someone for ending their pain that way? I mean, I wish I could have told him, or I wish I knew then to tell him that, you know, it was illegal what they were doing, and he could, I don't know, go the legal route to try and stop them. But after going through, or trying to go through the legal route to stop them from doing this to me again, it didn't help. At the police station, you know, like, they literally told me I was wrong for saying that they were wrong, that no, it's not against the law, and it actually is. Like, I literally know which section of the Human Rights Law it goes against. But all you're gonna get when you go there is like dismissal. Luckily, I was half expecting it, so I knew not to lose my temper, thanks to the tarot for making me aware of my temperance. And then, so they said I should go to, I don't know, the tribunal, or go to legal aid. So I did that. Was also dismissed. Basically, they said they can't do anything until I am actually locked out. So it's like you have to first go through the trauma for them to come in and make things right. Like, how is it that they can't just prevent the landlords from doing illegal, inhumane shit? Why does it have to happen first for them to come in and help? Like, you're still left with the same thing. Where are you gonna go? So anyway, like I said, this is probably the last day here. So I decided, fine, I'll just then let them do the illegal thing. And hopefully then I'll be able to hold them accountable with the law. I mean, sure, it's going to come up that I did send unauthorized or proof of payments. It's going to come up, but it still doesn't cancel out what they're doing, being illegal. I don't know what's gonna happen with my part of with the proof of payments and stuff, but like I just feel like I'm not gonna let them get away with what they're doing without that being known. I'm not gonna, whatever the outcome of this whole thing, they need to be held accountable once and for all. I don't know how, but hopefully the universe will make this right once and for all. Yeah. Although, like, again, it's not, I'm not really torn by leaving this place. It's just everything that happened to get to this point with the landlord and the caretakers, and just like that revealing the inhumanity in people when it comes to money. And it's like, they don't have to do shit like that. It's not like someone paying them not to log like does anything to their livelihood. It's not like me not paying that one day is gonna make the whole building collapse or the whole building shut down. Like, how can they just not care at all what happens to people? It's just, it's not okay. It's just not okay. Under any circumstance, it's not okay. So now, not knowing where I'm going to go today. I'm just glad that I trust the universe to sort that out for me. I don't know what's going to happen, but whatever it is, I know it's going to be good. And I can't wait, actually. Yeah. So for anyone going through anything like this, any kind of legal eviction, my advice would be to stand your ground. When they do come to knock, stand your ground as much as you can. If you can't leave that very day, just stand your ground and like just speak your truth, and hopefully they will give you another night to figure something out. But unfortunately, the law seems to be on their side. Unfortunately, the law seems to be on their side in terms of the law only being able to apply once they've illegally evicted you. So I'll just put some information on this video about what the law actually says and what it says you can do about it. And you know what? I wish you luck. I wish you all the best. And just speak your truth, stand your ground, and stay true to what's right. Do the right thing. Always just do the right thing. Whatever that is, you intuitively know what the right thing is. And regardless of what it is that you do, as long as you know it's the right thing, things will work out in your favor. They will. I'll give an update of what happened. Yeah. Hopefully the next video will be a lot more joyful and no more tears. Yeah. Okay, there's still more tears, and there's other videos that I haven't posted, but you know what I mean.